Quoi?
Quand j'ai demandé tout à l'heure, on m'a dit ça vers là. Est-ce qu'il y a des voitures?
So I'm at a anti-Semitism march / protest here at Invalides in central Paris, and it's kind of hilarious. Not supposed to be hilarious, not really hilarious, but it's about, there's like tourists with their luggage in the middle, and I think every third person here is a photographer. There might be more photographers than actual protesters, but it's good to see it. Apparently the sort of far right element may or may not be here as well to kind of stir things up, so we are just waiting to see what happens. Hopefully it's a peaceful protest march, and also I think the biggest rabbi, sort of most significant rabbi in Paris is supposed to be here, and also the most significant imam is supposed to be here. So they're together. They said this isn't a political protest or a march. It's more of a solidarity thing. So hopefully it stays that way, and I walk away without any pictures. That would be the best possible scenario.
C'est pas moi, hein? Napoléon, c'est pas moi.
C'est nous, c'est Macron, c'est un socialiste à droite.
J'ai avancé. Alors du coup, j'ai avancé trop loin.
All right, something I have a great appreciation for. The French are all in on smoking. They smoke their faces off. You know, in America, we've had this anti-smoking campaign just absolutely drilled into us for at least 30 years. But here, not only, maybe there is an anti-smoking campaign. I have not seen a single piece of advertisement about that, but maybe there is, and I just don't know about it. But it's like a pro-smoking campaign. And I literally see people with a cig in one hand and a vape in the other, and they do not take a breath that's fresh air. It's cig, vape, cig, vape, cig, vape. One guy at a cafe stuck his vape in his mouth, put his hands down, and that vape literally never left his mouth for 5 minutes. Every breath was vape in, vape out. I have such a huge appreciation. If you're gonna smoke, rip the filter off, man. If you're smoking filter cigarettes, you're a quitter. It's either all or nothing. Vive la France. So I said something earlier that might be misconstrued. Maybe I came across as if I was hoping that something would go wrong at this, and that's actually not the case. However, I would be less than truthful if I didn't admit that in the back of my head, I came up in American photojournalism, and the motto is, if it bleeds, it leads. So in the back of my head, subconsciously, I was assuming that something would go wrong, and to say that I was upset about assuming would be incorrect. So that tells you the sort of twisted nature that you will either be born with if you start in that career, or maybe you morph into, that there's a piece of you that's thinking, what if, and then where should I be? What should my autofocus be on? How do I flip from motion to stills? How do I get in and out without getting injured, kind of thing? So yeah, it's a weird thing, and we have to put it on the table and talk about it, because to not talk about it. And by the way, I haven't done any kind of like journalism in, I don't know, 15 years, maybe even longer. So it's not like I have any real updated knowledge on this subject, but I've been thinking it, so I figured I'd share it with you.
Regardez ici, vous n'avez même pas le droit d'aller parler avec ces abrutis de la NUPES. C'est vrai. Moi, si je vais en Israël, je vais faire...
So I completely screwed up. It felt like there were like 4 or 5 massive protest groups here, but I didn't know exactly which direction they were going to go in. And by the time I figured it out, I had this sinking suspicion like, oh man, I got to get to the front. I got to get to the front. I was about 100 feet from the front, and I got stuck behind this group of elderly French women, and I would have literally had to bowling pin all of them if I was going to get to the front. And I just felt the whole thing slipping away from me. The crowd, 200,000 people, just started to like surge around this group of elderly women, and I was stuck behind them. And that was it. I completely lost any ability to get to the front of this entire thing, and I just basically proved what an awful protest photographer I am, because it is a horrible feeling to realize there ain't no way of going back. And I have to say, I have to give it to the French. So chic. I never saw one 300-pounder. I watched 200,000 people walk by me. There was not one 300-pounder in the crowd. Everyone is dressed so incredibly well. And I was thinking of all the excuses that if this was a Sunday in America, why potentially I wouldn't come to a protest. So number 1, the Saints are playing. Number 2, there's nowhere to park. Number 3, the traffic would suck. Number 4, it's neck and forearm day at the gym. Number 5, I'm getting a bikini wax. Number 6, it just goes on and on. Cops are on the move, so am I. I don't know exactly. They're just moving around. I don't think there's any issue. I don't think. But you see, I'm like gravitationally pulled towards them for some bizarre reason. Anyway, I'll check back if anything spicy happens. All right, we are at the Trocadero in front of the Musée de l'Homme, and we're waiting for the start of the Blurb photo walk and meetup. So we have quite a few people signed up. In fact, if everybody that signed up shows up, we're probably in big trouble. So I'm kind of hoping that we have about a 50% attrition rate. Thankfully, there are 4 of us and not just me. That would be kind of out of control. And then we're going to start walking through Paris, and the light and the weather and the rain and the clouds and the partial sun is absolutely stunning. So we are we're pretty lucky so far. All the friendly faces.
Making an effort here. Oh, you have the old one.
No, this is the new one.
No, this is the new one.
Oh, that's it's a different thing. Photo walk. Who we got? Mateo? What are you doing? Say something smart. You've been taking pics?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything good?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I take good pictures.
Oh, that was from the mouths of babes. How do you know it's good? Because I take good pictures. So we are about halfway through the photo walk. We just hit the Tuileries. We've had some damage. We've had some carnage in the back of the pack. We've lost, I don't know, maybe 20, 25, 30 people. Not sure what else we can do about it. Got my orange hat on. Now we're trying to get through here, and we're trying to get over to where we're going to have a little meetup afterwards. And the Tuileries and the rest of the city and the Eiffel Tower and everything else are just packed with people. I walked through here earlier in the week, and there was no one here. And that is not the case today. And my buddy who lives here said, when you live in Paris, you got to get used to waiting in line. And I was like, but I'm an American. I can't wait in line. I'm too important. The world should know that, right? Yeah, see? Verification, people. Hey, wait a minute. This isn't Boulevard Saint-Germain. This isn't Paris. It's Czechoslovakia. It's like going into Wisconsin. So I am back from Perry Photo and wanted to give you a short recap at the end of this latest film. First of all, thank you to everyone who came out to the Blurb photo walk and meetup. We had a really good turnout, and the rain held off for us, which was a miracle. It rained pretty much all week, and so we got a little bit lucky there. It was great to finally meet some of you in person. I am huffing and puffing after being out of elevation for a week. Man, that's the thing about getting older. I can still do pretty much everything I did when I was younger, but the recovery, man, you fall out of shape so fast. It's depressing. Anyway, wanted to say thank you. It was great. I came out of Perry Photo as motivated as I've been in a long time. Again, I'm not chasing the art market. I'm not looking for a gallery. I'm not courting museum curators. I don't want a publishing deal. It doesn't matter. Because I saw so much good work and I saw so many good books that it's impossible for me to not come out of there with my hair on fire, thinking and saying to myself, get back to doing projects, do something fun. I feel in some ways like I haven't started yet after having done this for all these years. It's fantastic. If you've never been to Perry Photo or a fair like it and the surrounding book fairs, and photography is your thing, you really owe it to yourself to try and go. Because what I've seen and heard since I've been over there and reading some of the comments and also just talking to people who weren't there, who have never been that are kind of speculating about what happens and what it's about, most of what I'm hearing is pretty off base. If you're looking for bad photography, you can find it at Perry Photo. If you're looking for bad books, you can find them at the book fairs. But what you're also going to find is world-class, sort of generational photography that is changing the conversation about photography. And you're also going to find books that are absolutely stunning. So it's impossible to dismiss the whole thing and say, oh, the books are crap, the industry's crap, the photography's crap, none of it matters, you have to be rich to get in. All of that is inaccurate. And remember this, art photography to me is exciting because it feels like the last remaining open genre. Do I look at photojournalism and see a healthy industry that's gaining in size and popularity? No. What about editorial photography? No. Commercial? Nope. Advertising? Not even close. The fine art world feels like the last open place. But remember, operating in the art photography world is a game. To understand and know how to play the game, you have to know the rules. That way, when you know the rules, you can figure out which ones you're going to break and which ones you're going to bend. And also remember, art photography is a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. Yes, that's B. That's billion with a B. That employs tens of thousands of people worldwide. It is an industry. More so than anything else, it is a business. And I know that that rubs some of you the wrong way who think that maybe we live in a fantasy land where everything is on the up and up and everything is going to be great. That's just not what photography is about. It's never been about that. So don't let it bother you. And if you're baffled by the whole thing or you're intrigued by the whole thing, just go and check it out. It's a blast. And the people that you meet along the way, standing in line to get a coffee, it's incredible what you come out of there with. You're always going to meet people. You're going to make new friends. You're going to see great work. You're going to see work you don't understand. It's all part of it. So I got to quit talking. One, I'm out of air. And two, I got to go, man. I'm leaving again in a couple of days and I got stuff to do. But overall, this was maybe the best year of Perry Photo that I've ever been to. And for you European types, Uncle Dano might have an extended European stay in his near future. So stay tuned. You might see more of me. And for that, I'm truly sorry.
We're sorry. The number you have reached is not in service. Please check the number or try your call again. This is a recording.